out to the Bears for shipping him on out and at least being behind somebody that he can learn some stuff from. So is Justin Fields the long-term quarterback solution in Pittsburgh? I'll start with you, Lou.
Yeah, I think he is. And even if they do give Russ a little bit more time, like if everything goes good with Russ in Pittsburgh this year and they all right, we'll extend you to maybe 2-3 years or whatever. I still think Fields is the long-term option in Pittsburgh just because he's a young quarterback. He's talented. And this year they have him this year on his rookie deal, but then they can pick up his 5th-year option for next year, which I think is about $19 million. I mean, that's a lot to have as a backup, but we'll see what happens with that, to be honest. But I think he's the long-term option. And once Russ is done, Fields will probably take over. But like you said, Russ isn't a bad quarterback to sit behind and kind of learn from. Russ has been in the league for 10, 11, 12 years now. So he's not a bad quarterback. He's seen a lot. So he's not a bad quarterback to sit behind and learn from. Yeah. Fields is better, or he will be better, but
Yeah.
That's another story.
I think my initial hesitation on that, is I don't want Fields to be in another situation where he won't get weapons and stuff put around him, but they don't operate like that in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tomlin is going to get that boy weapons, and I know Shooter, you can go ahead because I know you talked about just loving the culture for him.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect move for Justin Fields. Like you just said, the culture. Pittsburgh Steelers, their culture is about winning. He was with the Chicago Bears. No shade to Chicago, but they're not about winning. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they do over there. Pittsburgh, that's what they're known for. They're known for winning, a winning culture. He gets to be around a coach that I think that will help develop him mentally. I don't think he had that in Chicago. I think Mike Tomlin will help develop him mentally as being the leader of that franchise. I do think that Fields will be the long-term answer. I'm with Lou too. I think he's the better quarterback, but that's another story. I guess you got to go with the experience and
Russ. Y'all love just dogging Russ out. Come on.
I'm just calling it like
champion.
That's cool.
He won his Super Bowl his 2nd year in the league.
He did. He didn't have to do much to win it either.
He's a Super Bowl. Nobody said it about Patrick Mahomes.
Because Patrick is winning Super Bowls now.
Was out there. Mahomes is still winning.
But I'm talking about in his 2nd year. You ain't saying nothing about
Mahomes' 2nd year. He was what?
His 2nd year he won. Then his 3rd year they didn't go back. His 4th year they went back. And he's still
Mahomes is still out here doing his thing.
That's
what Russ is like Aaron Rodgers. All the crap they give to Aaron Rodgers for only going to one Super Bowl and winning.
You can say that to Russell.
Russell
Wilson's been to 2 Super Bowls.
He's been to 2.
He's been
only won 1.
He only won 1 though. And like I said,
to be fair, he would have won a 2nd one if it wasn't for Big Pete Carroll. So that second is really an asterisk, dog.
Word through the streets.
He should be real talk.
So then that means Tom Brady only has 6 championships, then not 7.
What does that mean?
That's the case.
Because that ring, if that's the asterisk, then that ring gets taken away from Brady and goes to Russ.
No, it don't matter. He still nobody still have 6. So what's up?
Well, word on the street is it was Russ that audible into that passing play. Word on the street, you know what I mean. A lot of Seattle players, it was coming out that Russ was the one. That
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, if I think the conversation, I think Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman had it. I mean, you probably can look it up. Marshawn was, you know what I'm saying, when they was asking who was the one that. Yeah, he didn't want to say it without saying it, but Russ audibled into that play. Yeah, so that's been floating between Sherman and all of them that Russ audibled into that passing play, and that was on him.
Yeah, so bump Russ, man.
Yeah, so
listen.
I don't think Young finished.
Stop throwing the shade.
Yeah, I didn't finish, Lou. We took a crazy turn. I do think Justin Fields is the more talented quarterback, but like Lou said, I mean, it's fine for him to sit behind Russ. You know what I'm saying? He can learn a lot being behind Russ and learn how to be better at the quarterback position.
Let me ask y'all a question from this though, and you can answer it. We haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't seen Pittsburgh deal with this style of a quarterback though. Am I correct? Mobile. where you should be able to kind of treat him like a Lamar, where you literally design plays for him because that's how dynamic he is. I mean, the year before last year, we saw the man basically was a gimme for ATD. You know what I'm saying? So you can design plays for him to be a Lamar Jackson kind of thing. Does that play into the hands of an organization and a coaching staff like Mike Tomlin? Because from what I can recall, they typically deal more with those pocket passer type of quarterbacks. So can we see them? Will they evolve along with the quarterback that they brought in that it's seemingly for the future? Damn, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I think they have to. They have to evolve with the type of quarterback they have because they've never had a quarterback. Well, actually,
like somebody like Bill Belichick and them probably wouldn't have been able to.
Well, no, but you got to remember their offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith.
Yeah, Arthur Smith isn't. That's one of my questions with them. Arthur Smith is a question mark for me.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's dealt with like those mobile type quarterbacks.
Yeah,
before.
he has.
He had with Mariota and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mariota. So
and y'all think that Tomlin is really going to just let him kind of do his thing?
Well, I'll say this. This is not the first quarterback they've had like this. Well, since in the Tomlin era, you know what I mean? We can go back to Cordell Stewart. So,
I
had a quarterback in that franchise. But with this coaching staff, yes, this is the first quarterback that Tomlin has had where, you know what I mean? He is a threat with using his legs, like a dangerous threat with using his legs. I think you have to tailor an offense around what's beneficial for him. And I think, like Lou brought it up, I think that Arthur Smith will kind of incorporate that with him because he did have Mariota. He had a quarterback that was great at using his legs. But Mariota was great at using his legs for sure. Mariota was like that. He was, you know what I mean? That was what made Mariota good coming out of college, him being mobile. Okay. That's fair. I just think the whole culture of where he's at is going to help Justin Fields a whole lot. And I do feel like he'll end up being their franchise quarterback and he just fits Pittsburgh. Like you know how some quarterbacks or some players just fit where they are. I think Justin Fields is just like, yeah, bro, you fit Pittsburgh. You fit that culture.
And to what you were saying about what is it that you had said? Not about the mobile quarterback thing. I can't even think. Not about the mobile quarterback thing, but now I do think Arthur Smith helps.
There was a mosquito in here, y'all. I'm sorry.
I do think Arthur Smith helps in that aspect, and then also I think Russ helps with that too because Russ can help him. Okay. And because remember when Russ first got in the league, that was the type of stuff he was doing. He was running around, you know, making stuff happen. So
it plays fast.
Yeah. So I think that's going to help, and I think with that, Russ to help him just to learn how to read defenses better, and find an open guy and different things like that. So I don't think I think it's a good fit for him. And that's what it was with Mike Tomlin letting Arthur Smith do his thing. Yeah, I think he will because Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy. He's not an offensive mind. And I mean, he's also more of that CEO type head coach. It's not like he really puts his hands in all these pots to try to, mix things up and change things. He lets offensive coordinators be offensive coordinators. I'm pretty sure he helps with the defense a little bit or whatever, but lets the defensive coordinator do his thing and they rock that way. So yeah, I think all of that will be all right. I think it'll mesh good. It can't be worse than Matt Canada. That's all. Can't be worse. Matt Canada was trash.
Yeah.
I know y'all are saying that he's a good fit in Pittsburgh. Maybe I haven't watched enough of Justin to be like, oh, he's a good fit there. I know that people are also talking about how he would have been a good fit in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He absolutely would have been a good fit in Atlanta. Absolutely. I ain't gonna lie. I would have liked him to go to Atlanta.
Boy, him and Bijan back there with that. Ooh.
That would have been disgusting.
That would have been disgusting.
With that zone read. Oh man, that would have been nasty.
I really wanted to see him go to Atlanta. Yeah, that's why I personally wanted.
It was 28-3 in the fourth. Y'all lost. Sorry.